Did you know the United States is home to two species of crocodilian? The American alligator and the American crocodile are both native to the U.S. But while the alligator has a broad range throughout the Southeast, the only place in the U.S. to find crocodiles are along the coast of southern Florida. But it's this area of Florida where their ranges overlap that allow for it to be the only place in the world where you can find both alligators and crocodiles together in the wild. So today, we're chatting about the crocodilians of the U.S. I'm Mark Perpetua, and this is Croc Chat. The American alligator is found in the southeastern United States. Their range runs from North Carolina to Florida and west into Texas. It's a range that includes 10 states, but of those, only 2 of them have alligators throughout the entire state. That's Louisiana and Florida. As far as habitat, alligators can be found in any body of water. They live in rivers, lakes, swamps, and drainage ditches. In fact, there's an old adage in gator country. If you see a body of water and you want to know if there's an alligator in it, stick your finger in the water. If it gets wet, then there's an alligator in it. And although they're known for being primarily freshwater animals, alligators near the coast do venture from time to time into saltier environments, although they can't stay there long because they do need to get back to freshwater to have the proper water to drink. The American crocodile ranges from northern South America into Mexico, throughout the Caribbean, and into Florida. Along Florida's coast, they can range as far north in the west as Tampa Bay, and on the east coast as far north as Port Canaveral, although typically they're more common further south. Now, they live along the coast because they inhabit saltier environments, and the reason they can do this is because, well, unlike the alligator, American crocodiles have specialized salt glands on their tongue that allow them to excrete the excess salt they consume. So these guys are going to be found more likely along the coast in brackish habitats and mangroves. While alligators and crocodiles can look very similar, if you look really close, you'll be able to see that there's many ways to tell them apart. Alligators have broad, wide heads and their noses are rounded at the front. Crocodiles have a more tapered head with their noses coming to more of a point at the front. Also, if you look closely at the head of the American crocodile, you'll notice what's called the preorbital hump, which is just a big hump in the skull right in front of the eye sockets. And this gives their eyes a lower lying appearance than other species of crocodilians. They also can be different in color. Alligators, especially large and older ones, are dark gray to almost all black, while crocodiles are usually a little lighter in color, some of them being more olive to green with dark markings. But also take a look at their scutes. The scutes of a crocodile have high ridges and are more pronounced along the back and tail edges. This gives them a more rugged appearance. Alligators, their scutes do not have the high ridges, and it gives them a much neater appearance. So here's 2 of them together. Can you tell which one's which? There are also differences in their reproductive behavior and the appearance of the hatchlings. Alligators build large mound nests out of mud and vegetation, and the hatchlings are black with yellow stripes when they first appear. Crocodiles, on the other hand, will either build a mound out of sand or just dig a hole in the sand, and the baby crocodiles are really not that much different in color than the adults. It's also important to mention that the baby crocodiles do not have well-developed salt glands when they first hatch, so they do need access to fresh water for the early stages of their life. So this video is supposed to cover the native species of crocodilians to the U.S., but we should mention that occasionally people run into a third species, the spectacled caiman. Spectacled caimans are native to Mexico and Central America, but were introduced into South Florida from the pet trade back in the 1960s. And since then, they've established a reproducing population and have become what is called an invasive species. One last thing that's important to mention is that although the American alligator population is currently thriving, the U.S. population of the American crocodile is currently listed as threatened. But good news is, thanks to conservation efforts, we're seeing their numbers start to increase. So I hope you enjoyed this video on the crocodilians of the U.S. If you enjoy the content, please make sure to subscribe. Go check out some more of our videos. And, well, here in New York, spring is finally arriving, so it won't be long till I can get outside and start doing some training and feeding videos with my crocodilians. So make sure to check back soon. And till then, later, Gator.